I'm Felicia with Happily Ever After Living, and in today's video, I thought I would talk about why I talk so openly about money. No, it's not because I'm a millionaire. No, it's not because I make millions. No, it's not because I'm a multi-millionaire, have a lot of money, hoard a lot of money, stingy with money. None of that. I'm going to share with you guys the top 4 reasons as to why I talk about money so openly. As you guys know, just like I share on my 100-pound weight loss journey, I don't believe that you have to be at the point where you need to be in order to talk, share, and inspire other people. For example, I'm not waiting until I'm like a fitness model before I start talking about health. Just like I'm not waiting until I'm fully financially freedom to start sharing and talking about money. I'm sharing along the way. Most of you guys know I just paid off all of my debt in 2018, and I followed Dave Ramsey's baby steps. So therefore, I literally just started building wealth in 2019. So no, I'm not rich yet. No, I'm not super wealthy as far as dollars are concerned. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary. None of that stuff. I'm just a girl that made a lot of mistakes and I learned from them. And my goal is to help others from making a lot of the same mistakes that I made along the way. Sometimes in life, we're unable to actually visualize things until we're able to touch it, feel it, smell it, all of that. That's how I was with education. I knew I was a pretty smart kid growing up, but I really didn't think I was any smarter than a lot of my peers. What I did know was different was that I was willing to outwork anyone. I mean anyone. Now, with that came a lot of teachers, a lot of family members, and other people started asking me, like, what do I want to do when I grow up? Where do I want to go to college? Well, no one in my immediate family had gone to college, except for later, like one of my aunts went, who was a huge inspiration to me. But at that time, like, no one else had gone to college. I didn't know what school I wanted to go to. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I didn't even know what types of jobs I could be that required a college education. But it didn't take long. Before I left elementary school, I had family members and community leaders telling me, yeah, you're gonna be a doctor. You're gonna be a doctor. I was like, okay, bet, I'll be a doctor. Because at that time, in order to be successful, like if you were gonna, how I grew up, if you're going to be successful, you're either going to be a doctor, lawyer, or a ball player. Well, being a lawyer was not going to work because I hate confrontation. Can't stand it. No, thank you. Being a ball player at that point, it was usually, yeah, I played a little basketball. Like, I don't think I was going to the WNBA. And mostly it was the guys that were making top dollar then. So yeah, being a doctor sounded great. Not to mention, I enjoy taking care of people. I enjoy people feeling better. So yeah, being a doctor sounded amazing. And that brings me to reason number 1 as to why I talk so openly about money. I want my younger cousins and other people in my community to know that you do not have to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or ball player in order to build wealth. No, it's much more simple than that. And I wish I had known this a long time ago. You build wealth by spending less than you make and investing the rest. Spending less than you make and investing the rest. I wish I had known that a long time ago. That would have prevented me from making a lot of mistakes that I did, but I know it now. So that is why I talk so openly about money, because I want other people to know this as well. Reason number 2, whomever said that money doesn't buy happiness, I'm just convinced that they had a lot of money. No, but hear me out. So when it comes to financial freedom, there's like 7 different stages. The first 2 stages, the first one, you can't even take care of yourself. Like, you're fully relying upon someone else to pay all of your bills, to put a roof over your head, food in your mouth, provide transportation, all the things. The second stage, you're finally, like, let's say you may have a full-time job and you're able to put a roof over your head, and this is if you have a partner too, the 2 of you together, or if you're by yourself, or if you have a roommate, like all of that falls in this category. But you're able to put a roof over your head, you're able to provide food, transportation if needed, and you're able to pay your bills. Now in this stage, you may have debt, and you also may like be late in your bills, but you're handling it, right? Like, this is better than stage 1. You're in stage 2. I spent a lot of my life in stage 1 and in stage 2. To be quite honest, when I made it to stage 2, I thought I had made it. Yeah, So this is reason number 2. I want others to know that there's another life beyond that. I know what it felt like to live check to check. I know what it felt like to hope that my water wasn't turned off or my lights weren't turned off, so that, you know, just if I can just hold off to that next paycheck. I know what it felt like to be behind in bills. I know what it felt like to have a stack of bills and I didn't even open them, because what was the point of opening them? I couldn't pay them anyways, right? Like, what's the No, but I really know what that felt like. I know what it felt like to, you know, have something happen to my car. My car just has to sit there until I have the money to be able to afford the repair. And in the process, you're missing more work because you don't have a car. Like, trust me, I know what it was like to not go to the dentist, to not go to doctor's appointments, to have health conditions worsen just because I couldn't afford it. And this is why I talk so openly about money. So yeah, money may not buy happiness, maybe, but you know what it does buy? It buys security. It puts a roof over our heads. It allows us to go to those doctor's appointments, dental appointments, to not lose teeth, to get the health care that we need, to get the education that we need, to invest in courses, to money allows us to give to organizations that we believe in. It allows me to be rich auntie by just spending a day with my nieces and nephews, you know? So yeah, money may not buy happiness, but it definitely buys security. And I want for my cousins to know that there is a different way to live. Number 3, the third reason that I talk about money so openly is because I want my cousins and other individuals to know that there's a huge difference between being rich and being wealthy. For starters, I think a lot of people think I make more money than what I make. As a matter of fact, I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, how much money do you think I make? He was like 3 times over. He was about 3 times over what, dude, really? I wish I did. Like, I don't make as much money as truck drivers, and I don't think most people know that. But anyways, so I had thought that I would live in like this nice 10-bedroom, maybe not 10, but a huge house, right? With nice cars out in the driveway, whatever I wanted, designer everything, Gucci, like literally designer everything. Where I made my mistake was I was trying to create that lifestyle on an income that did not line up, did not match, and I was in so much debt. It was ridiculous. Little did I know that I would be so much more happier, living my life with intention, living in a modest-sized home, driving a used car, and shopping at a thrift store. By the way, here's my ugly Christmas sweater for my party tonight. I found this for $4.98 at the Goodwill. Okay, squirrel. Yeah, so as I was saying, there's nothing wrong with either of those lifestyles. Like, I mean, some people really do aspire to, you know, have the fancy lifestyle, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I have friends that do that, but you best believe their income matches it. They're not just putting everything on credit and debt. They have the income to support it. My problem was that I didn't have the income to support that, and I see that happen a lot in my community and with family members, where we're trying to live a lifestyle, that rich lifestyle, and we don't yet have the income to support it. This brings along stress, it brings overwhelm, it just brings so many other issues that don't have to exist. There's ways you can learn to increase your income in order to afford that lifestyle. I'm not saying that it's wrong to want that. You can want whatever you want. I'm all about creating the lifestyle that you want anyways. So if you want that lifestyle, I want my cousins to know there are ways to increase your income. There are ways to invest. There are ways to go after that if that's what you want. But if you're currently on a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 salary, let's learn how to maximize that while you're building wealth so that you can get to that next level. To be honest, currently right now in my life, I don't have a lot of things, but I'm slowly taking the money that I earn and I'm putting it into investments that can later support me and my family when I finally decide that I no longer want to work. This is what I want for my cousins and for other individuals. You know, on a day-to-day basis, I have very little available money to spend. I mean, I'm working on improving that, but honestly, right now, I feel I have everything that I need. Number 3, I want my cousins to know about financial freedom. I want them to know that once they're able to cover their basic living expenses and even bring a certain amount of comfortable joy into their life, you know, for me, that is always having good coffee at home and being able to travel 1 or 2 times a year. I want them to know that outside of that, if they would just invest everything else that they make, that they can one day have financial freedom, which is what I am currently seeking. I want them to know that despite what we see on a day-to-day basis, they don't have to work all their lives like we see many of our relatives do. Lastly, I want my cousins and others to know that money is a tool. I want them to use money, just like education, to empower themselves and their offspring. I want them to be able to donate to organizations and charities of their choice. I want them to be able to invest in education for themselves and their loved ones. But most importantly, I want them to be able to leave a legacy for the next generation. It would be a dream of mine for the next generation to not have to start off as far behind as we did. I want them, like me, to give the next generation a better starting point so that hopefully the next generation will have even more opportunities available to them, so that they don't leave high school thinking that they have to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or ball player in order to be successful. So yeah, in case you were wondering, because I know a lot of people are, I know, I talk about it to nauseum, like it is just something that, it's just something like how the old saints say, had I known what I know now, things would be a lot different. But I'm taking the lessons that I've learned and I'm sharing it with others here in this community, because you guys know we focus on health, wealth, and self-development. I want all of you to be able to create a life that you truly, truly love. So before I leave this video, I will be hosting a budgeting workshop January 5th through 7th, 2022. If you'd like to register, the link will be down in the description. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.